Yes.
In the Principal Place of Business tab, the new registrant can enter the details of location of his or her principal place of business. Documentary proof like electricity bill, municipal receipt, rent agreement, lease agreement, etc. is required to be uploaded. The principal place of business in a state can only be one. In the Additional Place of Business tab, the new registrant can fill the details of additional
In the
places
Principal Place of Business tab, the new registrant can enter the details of location of his or her principal place of
A
business.
maximum of 9,900
Documentary proof like electricity bill,
99
municipal
additional places of
receipt,
business
rent
can be
agreement.
filled in. In Goods and Services tab, one can enter a maximum of 5 goods and or 5 services.
Goods and services can be searched by the taxpayer.
In the Bank Account Details tab, branch name with the IFSC code is required to be selected from the drop-down menu. The first page of the passbook, bank statement, and any document issued by the bank on its behalf can be uploaded. In the Authorized Representative tab, the applicant can select the name of the GST practitioner from the list or may enter the person's name in the required field. One tab for state-specific information is available, which is optional. After completing these details, one has to submit the form by clicking on the Verification tab. Now you can
Very good afternoon, everyone. Again, a lovely set of audiences around for the GST webinar. We're starting in another 2 minutes, so just be patient and be around. Very good afternoon, everyone. Again, there's another set of webinar that we are doing again on GST. The topic of today's webinar is GSTR-1 and its preparation with return offline tool. We've got two speakers with us, Mr. Shashi Bhushan and Mr. Rajesh Kumar. Just to share, there are a few housekeeping rules as we've been sharing it in most of the webinars. We would request if anybody is facing any technical glitches, please put it in the chat window. If there is anything to do with the queries that you have related to this topic, you may raise your queries in the Q&A window. The session is timed for 1 hour. As I said, there are two speakers around. One speaker will be taking the introductory part of the same, and another speaker will focus on the demonstration part of the tool. Meanwhile, there'll be a break of only 2 minutes. We are uploading the video. We are uploading the presentation of this session in our KMS portal. Shortly, you will get the link in the chat window from where you can download that presentation as well. As I said, the session is timed for 1 hour. Towards the end of 40 to 45 minutes, we will start taking up the Q&A session. And the queries which are raised in the Q&A window will be answered by our repute of speakers. Now, I would request Mr. Shashi Bhushan to take the session and start over.
Good afternoon, participants. Welcome to this webinar on GSTR-1 and its preparation by the use of return offline utility. In the first part, I will take you through a PPT and will show you the home screen of the GSTR-1 page on the portal and explain you about the various features of this process. This one. The agenda is next question. The agenda is delineated in this slide. You can see first I will take you briefly brief you on the overview of return and GSTR-1 and then the ways and modes of filing, and then take you through in broad manner the information that will be required to be furnished in GSTR-1. We will also emphasize upon the benefits for regular invoice upload by the taxpayers and the features of the offline tool. And then my colleague will take you through our demonstration of the download of offline tool, preparation of GSTR-1 data in that tool, and upload of the JSON that is prepared by the tool to the GST.gov website for preparing your GSTR-1. And in the process, what error file will be generated, how errors can be corrected will also be explained by him. And in the last part, we will answer your queries which you raise. But I will request you to keep your queries focused on the GSTR-1 process and the offline tool. We are going to focus on those queries only and not on the registration issues. We all know that return filing is a very crucial activity which has to be performed regularly by all registered taxpayers. In the GST regime that we have implemented, GSTR-1, 2, and 3 has to be filed by all registered normal taxpayers and casual taxpayers. In this scheme of return filing process, GSTR-1 is the main return that has to be filed by all the taxpayers, normal taxpayers, and it is basically a statement of outward supply. Based on in this statement, you will declare your liabilities, self-assessed liabilities for both sale to supplies to registered taxpayers and also supplies to consumers. Supplies to registered taxpayers have to be furnished in a more detailed manner. The key feature of the GST that we are implementing is that these supplies will get reflected in the purchase, in the dashboard of the recipients who have purchased, the registered recipients who have purchased the goods or the services, and they can verify and then claim credit on them. And there is an interactive process that if they make any modification, it goes back to the supplier and he can accept or reject it. We are going to basically focus on GSTR-1 because that is the main return which everyone has to file. GSTR-2 largely gets prepared on the basis of information communicated from GSTR-1 of the suppliers. Now, we all must be familiar, but I will again repeat that the due dates are in the normal course for GSTR-1 filing is 10th of the subsequent month. And for GSTR-2, which has to be prepared on the basis of information furnished in GSTR-1 is 15th, and GSTR-3 in which one has to pay the liabilities, which is system generated based on the information furnished in GSTR-1 and 2 is the 20th of the subsequent month. But keeping in view the demands of the trade and industry when the GST was rolled out on account of lack of preparedness to furnish a detailed GSTR-1, the GSTR-1 filing date for the July month has been postponed by the government to between 1st to 5th September 2017, and for August between 16th to 20th September. However, the GSTN has already released and launched the application for uploading the invoice details in GSTR-1 and has also launched a offline tool which can be used by the taxpayer to upload the invoice detail data right from now and for the whole month of July. Now we know that in tax domain, generally the taxpayer assigns the duty of filing of GSTR-1 to the GST practitioner. Here also one can assign it to the GST practitioner. And one can file GST returns basically in 3 ways: through the GST portal, which one has to visit the GST portal and enter the invoice data in the portal and other consolidated details. Or one can download the offline tool and upload the JSON file which is created. This can be done every day. This can be done during the month, weekly, or at any desired interval. And through a GST Suvidha provider, which are going to connect through an API interface to the GST system through a secured connectivity. Now, GSTR-1 may basically, if you see the data that has to be furnished is grouped into 2 broad categories. In one category, you have invoice level data, and you have basically 5 tiles. If you will visit the GSTR-1 dashboard, you will have 5 tiles. In one tile, you have to give invoice level details for supplies to registered taxpayers. In the other tile, you have to give invoice level details for interstate supplies greater than 2.5 lakhs. And then you have to give invoice level details of export invoices and credit note, debit note related to these invoices. And presently, we have not yet opened the facility since it is not required in the month of July, but there will be sections for uploading details of amendment to the invoices or credit note declared in earlier tax period, which are not accepted by the counterparty. Then another group in this GSTR-1, we have to declare data in a consolidated manner for the whole month at the end of the month. And these are basically supplies to consumer within the state or small value supplies to consumer outside the state, advance tax paid and adjusted. These are place of supply state-wise and rate-wise, and then consolidated declaration of exempted, nil-rated, non-GST supplies, and HSN summary. See, here I would like to emphasize that HSN summary is basically summary of all the other sections. So HSN summary tax doesn't get added to the tax liability. The tax liability is computed based on the other sections in which taxable supplies and tax values are declared. Then the document issued section is there, in which the different types of documents like invoices, credit note, debit notes, which you have issued during the month have to be declared in this table. Now, what we see that in this furnishing of GSTR-1 in this design, one of the main crucial requirement is furnishing of invoice level details for supplies to be to the registered taxpayer. And it is going to be a large number for many medium enterprises. So it is extremely advisable that the invoice details are furnished right through the month, and one is not gets under pressure when the deadline comes. This, whatever you upload in the return GSTR-1 is not going to be frozen unless until you submit. So you can not be very panic, or you cannot think that whatever you are uploading is getting locked. What you are uploading can be revised during the month if you find that it is not correct as per entered in your books. Another benefit of regular upload is that when the data is uploaded, it is in real time, it is getting reflected in the return GSTR-2A of the recipients. So the recipients get a chance to view what the data you have entered, and if there is any error, they will communicate to you, and you will be able to correct and file an accurate return. So it is very recommended, highly recommended and advisable that all the taxpayers upload the invoice details as and when they issue an invoice, maybe daily, maybe weekly, as then depending on the number of invoices you have. Now, to facilitate this invoice upload to the GSTR, to the GST portal for preparation of GSTR-1, GSTN has already provided an offline tool, which is a JavaScript tool, and it is based on Excel, and Excel template is also provided. So you can download these tools and use them to prepare the invoice details that have to be uploaded in an offline mode without connecting to internet. See, once you have a sufficient number of invoices, you can generate the JSON file and upload it on the portal. Offline tool also has built-in certain validations which help you to ensure that there are minimum errors in your uploaded data, because these data, when they are uploaded, will again be validated by the GST system, and if there is error, an error file will be created. The tool that we have put in public domain, and that can be downloaded from the site, is allowing around 19,000 line items of invoice data upload in one go. Now the system requirement of offline tool and the demo of offline tool, I will ask my colleague Rajesh Kumar to take you through that. After that, we'll have a question answer session. Okay.
We're just taking a 2 minutes break here. We've uploaded the GSTR presentation. We'll just take you through the small demo here. You may go to the KMS, that is kms.negd.in. Go to the second page. In the search tab, just type GSTR. You'll find the document there. You may click on this document and the PPT will be available to you there. Hope you're able to view it there. There are 3 icons coming on the upper side of the screen. You may download this PPT by clicking on this down arrow. There are requests coming in for repeating the session. You may type kms.negd.in in the Explorer. It will take you to KMS. Just click on the down arrow on the first screen. It will take you to the search page. Just type GSTR, enter. It will give you a search result, one link. You may click on the link. Now I believe you can see the presentation there. There are 3 icons coming on the top of this window. You may click on the middle arrow and then download the PPT from here. All the recordings of the webinars and the presentations that we have for all the respective webinars, we are uploading it in lms.negd.in in the podcast section, the video, and the presentations are uploaded on kms.negd.in. So we are about to start with another speaker. I would request on to the second speaker to share the demo of GSTR offline portal.
Good afternoon. I'm Rajesh Kumar, working as a Vice President Big Data in Goods and Service Tax Network. I have a 16 plus of experience in software development with various organizations, and I'm associated with the written offline tool in the Goods and Service Tax Network. So here in this presentation, I will be covering written offline tool, which will be very helpful to the taxpayer to fill his invoices and prepare his GSTR-1 and upload to the portal. So with the basic requirement, we required Windows 7 and the Internet Explorer 10 and above. So this is highly recommended that you have to install or upgrade the Internet Explorer to the 10 and above. For the if you are going to use the Excel facilities in the offline tool, you need a Microsoft Office Excel 2007 and above. And if you are going to the third-party accounting software, you can make the data in the CSV format and use the offline tool to prepare the GSTR-1. So I would move to the GST portal for the demo. Right. So for the download, download the offline utility, you go to the gst.gov.in and go to the download section, offline tool and return offline tool. You can see a download page here, which explains the system requirement of the offline tool. There you can see a download link. You click on that one, you can download by saying yes. It will download a zip file. You can save the zip file in your computer. So after downloading the zip file, you have to extract with the extract the zip file with the WinZip or any other tool. So I have extracted this zip file. You can see a GST offline tool directory, which is extracted from the zip file. Now we have to move that, how to install the offline tool. So as you can see, it already been extracted. You can go to directory GST offline tool. There you can see the 5 files present in the directory, where one is the section wise CSV file, which is a sample CSV file given to the user so that he can use the CSV file to upload through the offline tool. Other one is the GST offline tool.exe, which is the executable file by which you can install the tool on your system. Other one is the GSTR Excel workbook template, which we have already shared with the users. And now in this sample template, you can make a entry of all the section of the GSTR-1 table so that you can upload the data in one go using the Excel template. And the other one is the user manual. You can go through this one before using the offline tool so that you can get an idea about offline tool and the various feature of the offline tool. And the other one is the readme.txt. It is highly recommended to read readme.txt and the user manual before using the offline tool. So I'll show you how to install the offline tool. So double click on the GST offline tool. Mm-hmm. Which one is this? Okay, so I'll show you how to install the offline tool. So double click on the offline tool. It will open a pop-up window. So follow the instruction to install the offline tool. So default directory, it get installed in the C drive. You can change as per your requirement. So I have already downloaded, so I can show you where you can get the icon on the desktop. Go to the desktop. So after the installation, you can see a desktop icon on your system. So click on the desktop icon. It will launch the tool. So on the tool, you can see there are two buttons. One is new and other one the open. New is for the creating a new GSTR-1, and the open button is the opening a error file which get downloaded from the portal after uploading the JSON file. So let's go to the new GSTR-1 preparation. Click on the GSTR-1. Put some first the GST supplier ID. So I have to insert one supplier GST. Select the GST financial year. I have selected the 2017 and 18, and select the tax period. So I have taken as a July, and enter the financial year aggregate turnover, right? If you are a new register taxpayer, you just enter the 0 for this one. So I have entering a aggregate turnover for the preceding financial year, and you also have to enter the aggregate turnover for the April to June 2007. So for the new taxpayer, it is you have to enter 0 for this one, and then click the proceed button to proceed to go to the preparation of the GSTR-1. So in the offline tool, we can prepare the offline the data with the 4 ways. One with the Excel template, other one is the manual entry, and the third one is the import of CSV file, and fourth one with you can copy the data from the Excel and paste in the offline tool. So I will go through all the ways and prepare a JSON file to upload the JSON on the GST portal. So this is the Excel template. So you can see the Excel template has a 13 sheets. First is the help instruction. So first is the help instruction sheet, where you can get the idea about the Excel template, what is all the section explained in the Excel template, and what are the parameters and the columns defined in the sheets. So you can see the B2B, B2CL, B2CS, CDNR, CDNUR, export, advanced tax, advanced adjustment, exempted or nil supply, HSN summary, and document issued. These are the sections which are defined in the GSTR-1 table, which taxpayer has to be filled. So whatever the required table for a GSTR-1 taxpayer, he can use this Excel workbook and fill their data in the Excel and generate a JSON file. So for the B2B and B2CL, I have prepared a data. So you can see that you have to enter the GSTN ID of the recipient, the invoice number, and the date of the invoice, the total invoice value for the that invoice, and the place of supply, and the reverse charge is no. If it's applicable, you can put it as a yes. And the invoice type, whether it is regular or SEZ supply with payment or without payment, or it is a deemed export. If it is done through the e-commerce portal, so here you have to put the e-com GST, right? And then you have to put the rate of the invoice, rate of the item, and the taxable value of the item. And here you have entered cess amount if applicable. So I have put the 2 invoices here. You can see, but you can see here 3 entries, right? So in the row number 6 and 7, you can see the invoice number is the same. This is because I have 2 item numbers in the one invoice, right? So you have to repeat the same line if you have more than one item in an invoice, and change the taxable value and the tax rate to to you use as a multiple item, right? Similarly, we have entered the B2CL part here, and also I have used a one credit note, debit note entry, and taken as a HSN summary. So let's go and now import this Excel file to generate the JSON. So here you can see in the tool import file. By using the import file, so click on the import Excel and select your filled Excel template and open in the tool. It will take some time to generate the data in this tool, because it takes time for the validation of the entries. So after the successful validation, data get entered in the tool. You can see here by clicking on the view summary. So I have entered 2 invoices for the B2B, 4 invoices for the B2CL, and 1 credit note, debit note, and 1 HSN, and 2 HSN summaries. So clicking on the each section, you can see your data here. Right here, you can see that I have entered 2 invoices in the B2B section. Similarly, the other section can be seen by the drop-down section. Here you can see the 4 invoices in the B2CL. So let's move to how to edit the data in the tool. So you can see the right corner in the tool. There is a pencil mark under the action column. You click on that. You can edit the data now. Let's say I need to change the invoice value of invoice value to 2005 and 2,05,000, 50,000. And also I want to add one place of supply is Karnataka, and then interstate, then select as regular invoice and enter one tax rate item and save the data. So this way you can save the manual entry. Okay, let's move to the CSV part, how to import a CSV file. So just click on the import file, click on the select a section for which you have prepared a CSV file. So I have created a CSV file, the B2CL large section. So select the B2CL large and you click on the import CSV. Go to the directory where you have created the CSV file. So here I have prepared the CSV file for the B2CL section and click OK. So you can see we have imported the CSV file successfully. You can go and see the view summary. Here you can see 1 invoices has been added to the CSV. So earlier it was 4, now it become the 5. The other section is the copy paste section. You can copy paste data from the Excel and copy the data from the Excel and paste in the tool. So again, you go to the import file, select the section. Let's say I take the B2B section here and click on the copy section. Go to the Excel and let's say I have to copy the section from the portal, from the Excel. So select the topmost left corner and drag and drop the cursor till where you want to copy. So I have taken the one row here. So it is the important instruction that you have to select the data from the topmost row. And so after the copy, you have to paste the data here. So this is also get imported in the offline tool. So here you can see the number of invoices become 4 after importing with the copy paste Excel. So let's generate the JSON file using the offline tool. So after looking at the summary, you can see the generate file button here in the offline tool summary page. So click on the generate file. It will ask you to save the data. You can save wherever you want, but the default file name like given here is month of tax period month and the tax period financial year and the GSTR-1 followed by the GST of the supplier. So I am saving the data. So you can see here, I have already saved the data as with the .json extension. So let's move to the GST portal to upload the JSON for which we have created through the offline tool. So let's move to the GST portal to upload the JSON file. So taxpayer has to go to the GST portal, gst.gov.in. So I'm using here a training portal, which is similar to the GST portal. So after going to the GST portal, you have to log in as a supplier GST. So I am taking a supplier GST here. So after logged in, you go to the services, return and return dashboard. Select the financial year and the tax period. So I have taken as a July because I have prepared the data for the July month. You can see the GSTR-1, GSTR-2 and GSTR-2A on your dashboard. So click on the GSTR-1 and GSTR-1 and go to the prepare offline. So here you can see the upload invoices, right? So click on that browse button and select the JSON file which you have generated. And click OK. There is some problem in this. Okay. So by this way, you can upload a JSON file, which will give a successful or the error report. Here you can see it will generate a reference ID here, right, for the upload, and show you whether it is processed or it is processed with the error, right? If it get processed successfully, the data get transferred to the system. And if there is some error while uploading, the error file can be downloaded and can be seen on the the return offline tool. So you can see here in the history table, the process means this data has been successfully uploaded on the portal, and process with error means if some invoices get rejected by the system, it will get error message and give a file to download to see the error message and correct the error message on the GST on the in the offline return tool. So after the upload of the JSON file, you can go to the return and select the tax period and click on the GSTR-1. So the data which are get uploaded can be seen on the GSTR-1 tiles, right? So that section will be explained by my colleague Sasi Bhushan Singh. By the time I will explain you how to open the error file on the GST portal, how to download the error file and open in the GST return offline tool. So so let's go back to the prepare online offline part. So after uploading, you can click on the generate report file, which will return here after uploading. So click on that one, it will generate an error file which can be downloaded from here. So it will give a link download error report. So I have already downloaded the error report here in my system, which is a zip file. You can see here a zip file, right? So this can be opened in the tool and can be corrected. So let's open that error zip file and correct the invoices which are not get uploaded. So go back to the tool. So I already explained for the open button, which will open the error file which you have downloaded from the portal. So click on the open, right? Select the zip file and open. So it will automatically take the GST number of the supplier and the financial year and the tax period. So go to the proceed and you can see here what are the errors in the sorry. So let me explain again how to open the error file. So launch the offline tool, click on the open button, select the error file, which will give you the detail of the supplier and the financial and the tax period, which will land you up to the page where you can see the errors against the each invoices. So here you can see the in the B2C large section, the invoice number 1004 is saying that the 18 is invalid. Please enter the valid 18, right? So click on the action button and change the 18 number and put the correct 18 number. Let's say I have changed the 18 number here. And after that, you click on the save button. So you can see the error message status has been changed to which is like saying that this is the modified file. And you can see others error file by the selecting the section. You can see here two sections showing B2C large and credit and debit note. So it means you have a error in two sections. So you could go and see the credit and debit note. Here you can see the error message. It's saying the original invoice is invalid. Original invoice cannot be tracked. Please enter correct invoice number and date. So it's saying that this error invoice number is not present in the system because we have not uploaded the original invoice number earlier. So correct the invoice number. Click on the action button and change the invoice number which already uploaded. So I have corrected the original invoice number and save your changes. So again, you can see here the modified status. After that, you can see the view summary and generate the JSON file again. So after saving the correcting the data, you can again upload to the portal. So you can again go to the return section and upload the same. So after 15 minutes, the session get timeout. So you have to again log in. So you can go again and return dashboard. And upload the generated JSON file. So my colleague Shashi Bhushan Singh will explain the GSTR-1 section. So I will invite my colleague Shashi who will explain the GSTR-1.
Friends, we just हम लोगों ने देखा कि अभी हमारे कलीग राजेश कुमार जी ने आपको ऑफलाइन टूल का इस्तेमाल करते हुए किस प्रकार हम GSTR-1 के आंकड़ों को उस एक्सेल ऑफलाइन टूल में एंटर करके एक जेसन फाइल जो कि हमारा पोर्टल एक्सेप्ट करता है तैयार करके अपलोड कर सकते हैं आसानी से. सो रिटर्न का GSTR बनाना कितना सुगम तरीके से किया जा सकता है वो अभी आपने देखा. मैं आपको बस अभी बताऊंगा जो उन्होंने अपलोड किया वो हमारे जो GSTR-1 का आपका जो डैशबोर्ड है वहां पर वो डेटा दिखता है. ये जो फर्स्ट टाइल है आपकी, अच्छा, in the first tile that you see is you have the data of invoices, the details of invoices which refer to table 4A, 4B, 4C, 6B, 6C, means invoices which are raised on the registered taxpayer or export invoices. These get reflected from the offline tool in this. In this, you can see that one invoice has been uploaded. And if you drill down, you will see the invoice details here. And if you further click on this, you will see the line item details. Now you can also enter and edit these details in the portal itself. When you go and click on these, you can enter edit the details here. So if there has been any error in the preparation of data in the offline tool and you notice at the last moment, you can edit it on the portal and subsequently submit it. One thing that we should remember is that the offline tool is only for preparing the return data, that is for uploading the return data. Once the data has been uploaded in all the sections, this has to be subsequently submitted, which freezes the data and then signed. Now, if you see in the other section, you can see B2C large invoices, no invoices were uploaded. And if you go to this credit debit notes, again, no invoices were uploaded. So similarly, you have credit debit notes for unregistered, this style says. That is, for this to be, for you to not make any error, you should always enter the credit debit note of invoices which have already been declared in the return or are being declared in this return. One feature is that since credit debit notes can be issued in the same month, you can upload the credit debit notes related to invoices which you declare in the invoices table, that is B2B or B2CL table. What we see is that one data has been uploaded, and then in the next part you have summary details. In summary details, you can see that one detail has been uploaded in this nil rated, and you have details there. In case of debit notes, credit notes, and all these tiles, the number that is depicted on the right top corner is the number of invoices that have been uploaded. So up till that point of time. What you have to keep in mind is that the total taxable value that is getting reported in case of credit debit note liability, these are basically the sum and not as per the accounting policies, that the credit note gets subtracted and or the debit note gets added. But this is for reconciliation. You can say the sum of the total values. In the next section, if you see any data on the right, in case of B2C others, it basically denotes the number of states in which you have made supplies. And similarly, in case of tax liability, the number of states where you make supplies are denoted on the right hand corner. You can see this table is there. No data has been added so far, and for this user. But when you upload it from the offline tool, you will get data in this. Similarly, there are all the other tiles you can see, advanced adjustment. See, one thing what I would like to clarify is that in case of, and we have received a question also, that in case of invoices which are subject to reverse charge, though the taxpayer has to declare it in the invoice table, the liability will not get added when GSTR-3 is generated, and the liability will be paid in the GSTR-2. In case of invoices from registered taxpayers or in case of unregistered invoices. When you have uploaded all your data, if you see at the bottom, there is a submit button. You have to sign this declaration. Then there is a submit button, and then you can file with GSC or with EVC. With EVC, there are two options presently available. In case of companies, the DSC signing is mandatory, whereas in case of other taxpayers, they can use electronic verification code, in which OTP goes to your registered mobile on the portal, and you have to enter that OTP to complete the electronic signature. We can take questions. We have received many questions. We are trying to, some of them we are answering on the in the text form, and we will answer put answers of many of those, but I will just address a few of them. Some are registration related. There is no next. Next. This is registration related.
Is there any return or offline to related queries?
अच्छा, scroll. ठीक है. See, there is one question that we are unable to install GSTR-1 exe file. This is from Pawan Gupta. I would like to just recommend you that what you do is ensure that the Windows 7 is installed on your computer, and it is recommended that Internet Explorer 10 Plus is also there. If a lower version of Internet Explorer is there or some other browser you are using, then you will face problem, because certain versions of Windows 7 are not supported, especially the Home Premium and Ultimate. Then there is question installed in all the cases where it is installed and not working. Please refer to the minimum system requirement and upgrade to Internet Explorer or 10 plus. It is highly recommended. For in July return, see, so July return, you have to file a summary 3B, which will be filed by the 20th. And then you have to file GSTR-1 and 2 detailed as per the prescribed format. And later on, if there is any difference, you have to pay the difference amount tax in GSTR-3. Fair, then you see where people are asking, there's one question from Vardarajan R that they have uploaded the invoices on the portal successfully, but they don't know whether it is uploaded or not. For that, you have to visit your dashboard, which I was showing earlier, and then the extent the upload is successful, those will be reflected in the different tiles. When you drill down, the invoice details which have been uploaded will be visible. The other details which have in which error file has been generated, that you can download the error file and see and make corrections. SEZ supplies, one thing we should remember that in case of SEZ supplies, there is a flag which we are having in B2B, and if you take that flag, then it will always be an interstate supply. And we have put this SEZ flag in the B2B table because it is a supply to register table. So it is immaterial whether you show it separately as a export or zero rated supplies or in this B2B table. We are taking care of it by the flag. अच्छा, यहाँ से कहाँ से होगा स्क्रॉल? स्क्रॉल कहाँ से? यहाँ, ये अच्छा यहाँ है. हाँ. Last question. Since the time is less, I will take a last question. And say GSTR-1, and this question is by some anonymous attendee, and is saying what sheets are filled in GSTR-1 if sales is less than 75 lakhs. See, in this question, one should remember that if you have not opted for composition, you have to file GSTR-1 and all the tables in which you have transacted. Say, if you have made supplies to a registered dealer, you will file in B2B. But if all your supplies are to a consumer, then you have to only file that B2CS table and HSN summary and their document issued. So for those who are selling to consumer, the return filing is very simple. In case of advance return, the DM Neshwar has asked a question. If we have received an advance for customer, we have to return the advance amount in the same month for some causes. Please confirm us the impact. See, one thing I will clarify that advance payment table is self-declared. So you can declare that after adjustment. That's all from us. Thank you very much for joining this GSTR-1 webinar. Thanks.
Once again, many thanks. I hope it was a great session and it was a great learning for each one of you on the offline tool of GSTR. As promised and as said in the chat also, we are just about to share the demo of how to download the PPT from KMS portal. Just bear with us for another half a minute.
Good evening, participants. You'll be soon very soon be able to see the demo.
Go to the Explorer, type kms.negd.in. You will land on the KMS page. Just click on the down arrow. You will get a search window there. in this search window, please type GSTR, enter. You'll get a link on GSTR-1 and its preparation using offline tool. Once you click on it, a window will appear with 3 options on the top right. You may click on this down arrow and download the PPT and save it on your desktop. I'll just repeat the steps again. Just type kms.negd.in. It will take you to the KMS page. Just click on the down arrow. It will take you to the search window. Type GSTR, enter. It will take you to the search result, which is the GSTR PPT. Click on the link. It will take you to a window. This window gives you the 3 options. The middle option is for downloading the PPT. Once you click on the download PPT, it will get saved on your laptop. Many thanks. It had been our endeavor and it will remain our endeavor to give you the nuggets on learning on GSTR. It's the Digital India NEGD LMS team headed by our General Manager Shilo Rao. Our endeavor will continue. Keep learning, keep exploring. Coming back at 3:45 with another webinar on the similar topic in Marathi language. Happy learning.
Shalini, I will take a 1 minute.
Sure.
Thanks, Shalini. It's a good show. Thanks participation, large participation from the participants. We are going to conduct the similar webinars every Wednesday. Please join us in the webinars. It's an initiative to spread knowledge on GST from Digital India LMS team. I also thank the officers of GSTN, the team who are presented today, as well as Mr. Pankaj Arora. He's been coordinating. And I also thank the MyGov team, headed by the CEO of MyGov. He's been a pillar of strength and support for us for making these webinars to run and is guiding force behind this entire webinar activity. I also thank my colleagues, Shalini and Prabhakar, for being coordinating this entire event in a very successful manner. Thank you, participants, and we expect to see you again on next Wednesday on GST. In addition to that, we are also going to start a new series of webinars on cybersecurity. It's a prequel to our GCCS conference, which is going to be held in the month of November. So we have invited reputed and internationally renowned scientists and technologists to take a series of webinars on cybersecurity, cyber laws, and cyber ecosystems. So soon we will also communicate you the schedule and the topics of interest for you. Hope you will enjoy it, and all thank you. Thanks once again. Thank you, Shalini.
Good day, everyone. Happy learning. Keep learning.